Today we're looking at common Korean words used to describe flavor. Many Korean learners know 맛있어요, which means it's delicious. But Koreans often use much more specific words when talking about food. These are expressions you'll hear in restaurants, food reviews, cooking shows, and everyday conversations about food. Today, we'll learn 4 of the most common flavor words. We'll start with the vocabulary, then practice using them in simple, 요, form expressions, and finally see how they're used in real conversations. Let's start with the words. 고소하다, 담백하다, 느끼하다, 칼칼하다. Listen and repeat after me. Rich and nutty. 고소하다. 고소하다. Light and clean. 담백하다. 담백하다. Greasy. 느끼하다. 느끼하다. Refreshingly spicy. 칼칼하다. 칼칼하다. Now, let's look at how these are used in natural expressions using 요 form. 이 참기름이 고소해요. 국물이 담백해요. 조금 느끼해요. 국물이 칼칼해요. Listen and repeat after me. This sesame oil has a rich, nutty flavor. 이 참기름이 고소해요. 이 참기름이 고소해요. The broth tastes light and clean. 국물이 담백해요. 국물이 담백해요. It's a little greasy. 조금 느끼해요. 조금 느끼해요. The broth has a refreshing spicy kick. 국물이 칼칼해요. 국물이 칼칼해요. When Koreans talk about food, they often go beyond simply saying 맛있어요. Instead of only saying a food is delicious, people frequently describe what makes it delicious. They might say a dish is 고소해요, 담백해요, 느끼해요, or that a soup is 칼칼해요. That's why Korean food conversations often focus on the specific qualities of a dish rather than simply saying it's good. Here's a useful Korean tip for 고소해요 and 담백해요. 고소해요 means the food has a rich, roasted, nutty flavor. You'll often hear it used for foods like 참기름, 들기름, 콩국수, and 견과류. For example, 참기름 향이 고소해요. The sesame oil aroma is rich and nutty. 담백해요 means the food tastes light, clean, and not overly seasoned. It usually describes food that isn't greasy, heavy, or overpowering. You'll often hear it used for 맑은 국, 순두부, 생선구이, and 죽. For example, 국물이 담백해요. The broth tastes light and clean. Many foods can actually be both 고소해요 and 담백해요 at the same time. For example, grilled fish or soybean noodle soup can have a rich roasted flavor while still tasting light and clean. Now, let's compare two expressions that often appear together in Korean food conversations. 담백해요 is usually a compliment. It describes food that isn't oily, heavy, or overpowering. On the other hand, 느끼해요 means the food feels too rich or greasy. It's often used when something is so oily or creamy that you want something refreshing afterward. You'll often hear 느끼해요 used for 튀김, 피자, 크림 파스타, and 치즈가 많은 음식. For example, 이 국물은 담백해요. This broth tastes light and clean. 이 음식은 조금 느끼해요. This food is a little greasy. These expressions are often opposites in Korean food conversations. Here's another useful Korean tip for 칼칼해요. Both 매워요 and 칼칼해요 can be translated as it's spicy, but they describe different kinds of spiciness. 매워요 simply focuses on the heat. 칼칼해요, on the other hand, is often used for soups and stews with a clean, peppery heat that makes the dish feel refreshing. You'll most often hear it used to describe broths, soups, and stews. For example, 김치찌개가 칼칼해요. The kimchi stew has a refreshing spicy kick. 국물이 칼칼해요. The broth has a refreshing spicy flavor. Compared to 매워요, 칼칼해요 often suggests a lighter, cleaner, and more refreshing kind of spiciness. By the way, you can also naturally combine these expressions when describing food. For example, 고소하고 담백해요. It's rich and savory, but also light and clean. 칼칼해서 느끼하지 않아요. It has a refreshing, spicy kick, so it doesn't feel greasy. Now, let's listen to how these words are used in a real situation. You might hear them a little differently. This is how people naturally speak. Even if they sound different, they come from the same words you just learned, so listen for them. Fried chicken and soup. 오늘 저녁 뭐 먹었어? What did you have for dinner today? 치킨이랑 감자튀김 먹었어. I had fried chicken and fries. 많이 먹었네. 안 느끼했어? You ate a lot. Didn't it feel greasy? 처음엔 맛있었는데 지금은 좀 느끼해. It was delicious at first, but now it feels a little greasy. 그럼 국물 좀 먹어봐. Then try some soup. 국물이 담백하네. Oh, the broth tastes really light and clean. 맞아, 칼칼해서 더 좋은 것 같아. Yeah, I think it's even better because it has a refreshing, spicy kick. 그러네, 느끼한 맛이 다 없어졌어. You're right, the greasy feeling is completely gone. 그리고 참기름 향도 고소하다. And the sesame oil aroma is really rich and nutty. 맞아, 치킨 먹고 이런 국물 먹으니까 딱 좋다. Exactly. This kind of soup is perfect after eating fried chicken. Now it's your turn. 이 참기름이 고소해요. 국물이 담백해요. 조금 느끼해요. 국물이 칼칼해요. Great job today! You learned 4 common Korean words that go far beyond simply saying 맛있어요. These are expressions you'll hear in Korean restaurants, cooking shows, and everyday conversations about food. Keep listening for them whenever you watch Korean food videos or try Korean dishes. The more you notice these expressions in context, the more naturally you'll begin to understand how Koreans talk about flavor. If you enjoyed today's lesson, remember to like and subscribe, and come hang out in Korean again soon.